Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Florence and with me is my spouse, Kato. Among all the problems faced by farmers, 90% of the problems can be fixed by this singular act called earthing up. So without wasting time, let's dive straight into action. What is earthing up? Earthing up in agriculture simply means the practice of piling up soil around the base of the plant, just like you are watching in this video. Farming has been made easy since myself and my spouse adopted this system, or this practice rather, across almost all our farm. This farm you are seeing, when we planted our grains earlier, we did not make ridges for this farm. We just planted on a bare ground and we allow it to grow to this point where we are adopting this system of earthing up. However, before we earth up the soil just the way you are seeing now, we first of all spray chemical on the weed on that very land. So while the weed was dying gradually, the plant grew up and now there are fresh grasses again, and the solution is to earth up the soil, which we are doing right here. And usually when we earth up the soil, the result is usually massive because it comes with a lot of advantages. This practice manage weed control in that when the soil is being turned over just the way he's doing in this video, the weeds are suppressed and cannot grow again. The weeds gradually decay inside the soil and becomes organic manure to the soil, which in turn gives nutrient to the plant. When the soil is being piled up just the way he's doing onto the roots of the crop, you see that the crop will be well rooted, in that even when there's a wind, a strong wave of wind, the crop does not fall over. So sometimes you see that after planting your crop and there happen to be wind or serious breeze within that season, you see that some of the crop will be tilting downward, some even break or some even fall. So in this case, when earthing up is done, the soil will find roots and becomes firm to the ground. It prevents the root of your plant from being exposed to the sunlight. And also, even the tuber crops, this method is usually adopted because it helps to also prevent the plant, the crop itself, from being exposed to the sunlight. Crops like cassava, when they are exposed to excessive sunlight, and the end of the day after harvest, when such crop is when the cassava is peeled and soaked inside water, it cannot get rotten because of that exposure. Thing you should know is that there are types of earthing up. Some people use hoe, just the way you are seeing Mr. James doing in this video, and then some people use rake. Now, it depends on the level of the grasses you have in your farm. If the grasses are more, you can't use rake. You can't rake the grasses or rake the topsoil onto the bottom of the crop. It will not make sense. Like this very video now, the grasses here are much, a little bit much. So if rake is used, it cannot get much result. So instead, we adopted hoe, the use of hoe. But you can make use of rake if the grasses are very shallow. You can make use of rake and you will get results. Another factor to consider is timing. Timing is of essence when you are earthing up. This is because there is a level that the grasses will get to that you cannot even adopt earthing up at all. This reason being that even when you pile up the soil, the grasses will not be buried in the ground. You will see it shooting out and looking scattered in the farm. So in such situation, if you must earth up the soil, you have to cut down the height of the grasses so that you can achieve a maximum result. When you adopt earthing up, your farm becomes very clean and appealing to the eyes, and people will wonder what sort of chemical you use in your farming. At the end of this video, you will see how clean this farm remained after earthing up the soil. How did it happen? This is because when you earth up the soil, as the plant continue to grow, it will grow to certain level where the leaf begin to spread, and then it will begin to cast shadows on the floor of the farm, thereby preventing photo from reaching the base of the soil. And when there is no enough photo reaching the base of the soil, even grasses cannot do well. So this is our millet farm at maturity. I hope you can watch through the base of this millet farm and see what I am talking about. You see? You see what I'm talking about? You can see through in between the farm, in between the ridges. You can see through it. You can see through it. Now this is the maize farm. And the maize is matured. But look at the base of this farm. It's clean enough for you to see through the soil. And you can see any creepy thing that is in this farm. You can see it. So even while you walk through it or during harvest, you will have no fear of coming across or matching, stepping on something creepy on the floor. Because for me, this is one of my fears. Here we planted maize earlier and cassava. But because cassava stays longer than maize, we harvested the maize and the cassava is left. So within this period of harvest, the grasses grew very tall and became very difficult to manage. But we didn't stop, we didn't give up. We started by cutting down the maize sticks that were still standing in the farm. After cutting it down, we reduced the tall grasses. As you can see what I am doing here, I am cutting down the grasses, clearing it up to the level where we can adopt the method of eating up. So after clearing the grasses, I piled the rubbles from the maize sticks and the fresh grasses, piled them some more. This is a lot of work, so as such, I will not encourage anybody to allow his or her farm to get to this level before adopting this method. Before I forget, some heavy-duty tractors do this as well for people that produce in massive quantity. However, there are simple machines that also do this. That's if you have access to it. When you adopt this system, I can assure you that you're on the right track to a bountiful yield. The best part of earthing up is that there will be no chemical residue on your crop after harvest. Most farmers don't even know that indiscriminate use of herbicides and other farm chemicals can even pose danger to the health of people and also reduce the quality of the soil. We are live here to bring to you practical knowledge of all that you need to know in the course of this farming journey. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video.